My sister Emma disappeared 14 months ago. The police called it a voluntary disappearance, said she was 24, an adult, probably just needed to get away. They closed the case after 6 weeks. My parents believe that. I don't. Last month, I finally got into her Instagram account. She'd left her laptop at my mom's house, still logged in. I don't know why I waited so long to look. Maybe I was scared of what I'd find. I should have stayed scared. What I'm about to read to you are the last DMs Emma received and sent before she went quiet forever. I'm reading them in order from about 3 weeks before she disappeared. I need someone else to hear this. I need someone to tell me if I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. The first DM is from an account called See You Soon Always. No profile picture, no posts, no followers. Following only one person, Emma. The account was created 2 days before it messaged her. Here's what it said. Hey Emma, we haven't talked in forever. Do you remember the lake house? Emma replied 4 hours later. Sorry, who is this? Do I know you? Of course you do. You used to wave at me every morning, through the window. I think you have the wrong person, lol. No, I don't. You wore a yellow cardigan on Thursdays. You always had coffee with 2 sugars. You fed the pigeons on the 14th floor landing. I've missed watching you. Emma didn't reply for 2 days. Then she sent one message. How do you know all of that? They didn't respond for 6 hours. Then, because I was always there. You just didn't look closely enough. At this point, most people would have blocked the account, reported it, move on. Emma was not most people. She was curious. She studied psychology. She wanted to understand people, even broken ones. That was always her flow. The next day, she sent, Okay, who are you really? This isn't funny. It's not meant to be funny. I'm someone who cares about you more than anyone you've ever met. I just haven't introduced myself yet. That's not how caring works. You're right. Let me try again. I care about you the way the ocean cares about the shore, constantly, inevitably, whether the shore wants it or not. Emma wrote back, That's genuinely terrifying. Most honest things are. 2 days pass. Then the account sends an unsolicited message. Emma hadn't replied. You left your umbrella at the coffee shop on Mercer Street today. The red one with the broken spoke. They put it behind the counter. Emma's umbrella was red. She mentioned it in a story once, jokingly. One of the spokes was bent. She'd never said which coffee shop she went to. She'd never said which street. Emma was smart. She didn't panic. She started investigating. She screenshotted the conversation and sent it to her friend Nadia. I found those messages too, in a separate thread. Nadia told her to block the account immediately. Emma said, and I'm quoting directly, I will. I just want to know how. They know about the umbrella. This person has been watching me. I want to figure out from where. Nadia replied, Emma, that is literally what serial killers say right before the documentary starts. Emma sent a laughing emoji. That was the last time she talked to Nadia. She went back to the account instead. How did you know about my umbrella? I told you, I'm always close. Closer than you'd be comfortable knowing. Are you following me? Following implies I'm behind you. I'm not behind you, Emma. I had to put the laptop down after that. I walked to the kitchen, drank a glass of water, and stood at the window for a while. Then I went back. Emma had sent one more message. Then, where are you? Somewhere you've already looked. You looked right at me and didn't know it. That's okay. I'm patient. 10 days before she disappeared, the messages changed tone. Up until now, the account had been cryptic, unsettling, but almost poetic. calculated. Then something shifted. I had a dream about you last night. Stop messaging me. You were standing in a field and you were smiling. You were looked the way you looked when you were 7 at the birthday party with the yellow balloons. Emma was 7 years old at that birthday party. I was there. I remember the yellow balloons. That birthday party was never posted anywhere online. There are no photos on any social media. My parents have them in a physical album, in a box, in a closet. How do you know about that? Answer me. How do you know about that birthday? Because I was there. I've been there for most of them, Emma. I was there when you fell off your bike at 9, when you cried in the school bathroom at 13, when you sat on the roof of your dorm at 3 a.m. because you didn't want to feel so alone. I was there, just out of frame. You need help. Please leave me alone. I'm going to report this account. You can. It won't matter. Accounts can be deleted. I can't. 3 days before she disappeared, Emma sent a voice note. I can't play it for you. It's locked behind the secondary verification I can't get past. But the transcript auto-generated by the app is saved. It reads, I think I know who you are. I think I've known for a while, and I didn't want to admit it. I need you to tell me I'm wrong. Please, just tell me I'm wrong and leave me alone. The account replied, not with words, with a voice note of his own. That one is also locked, but the auto transcript is here. It reads, You're not wrong. You've never been wrong about me. That's why it had to be you. That was the last message Emma sent or received on that account. 12 hours later, her phone went offline. She hasn't been seen since. The account, see you soon always, still exists. I checked this morning. No new posts, no new follows, but it gained one new follower 3 days ago. The account's username? Mine. I never followed it. I've sent all this to the police. They said they'd look into it. I've reported the Instagram account 17 times. It's still up. If anyone recognizes this writing style, the way it talks, the things it says, please reach out. I have more screenshots. I have the full thread. I just need to find my sister, and I need to know what it meant when it said, It had to be you. Because Emma and I look exactly alike. I want to tell you about my friend Daniel. He was the kind of guy who never panicked. Never. He'd laugh at horror movies. He'd walk alone at night without a second thought. And he was always the first person to call you out if you were being paranoid. So, when Daniel started texting me at 3 in the morning, saying someone was sending him messages from a number he didn't recognize, I paid attention. This all started about 8 months ago. I'm going to read you the text exactly as they appear in my phone. I haven't deleted them. I thought about it. I just can't. The night of March 4th, I woke up to a notification at 3 a.m. It was Daniel. Hey, are you up? Okay, probably not, but something weird is happening. Some unknown number just texted me. It just says, I can see your window from here. I didn't see this until morning. I texted back, asking what happened. He replied a few hours later like it was nothing. Lol, probably just a wrong number or some kid pranking people. I googled the number, nothing came up. Anyway, I texted back asking who it was and they never replied, so don't stress about it. I didn't. Not yet. 3 nights later, March 7th, he texted me again. Same time, 3 a.m. Okay, so the number texted again. Same number. It just said, You left the bathroom light on. Which, okay, that's a little weird because I did. I literally did leave it on. But my apartment is on the fourth floor, so. He sent a laughing emoji after that. Then, I mean, someone could see it from a building across the street, right? It's probably nothing. I asked if he wanted me to come over. He said I was being dramatic. March 11th, 3 am again. I was still awake this time. I'd been having trouble sleeping. My phone lit up. Hey, so the number text again. It said, "Your new haircut looks good." I got a haircut yesterday, like yesterday afternoon. I haven't posted any photos or anything. Who will know that? I called him immediately. He picked up on the second ring, and I could tell from his voice that he'd finally stopped thinking it was funny. He texted the number back 3 times, asking who they were, how they knew him, what they wanted. No reply, not to any of it, but they kept texting him. "Who do you know? How long I've been watching you?" That one came in while we were on the phone. I heard him go quiet. Then I heard him walk to his window. "I can't see anyone." I told him to call the police. He said he would. I don't know if he did. Here's what I started to notice, looking back through the screenshots Daniel kept sending me. The messages always came at 3 am. Not 3:1, not 3:3, always exactly 3 am. And they always knew things they shouldn't. Not big things, small things. The kind of things no one will think or notice. "You didn't finish your dinner tonight. You fell asleep on the couch again. You were crying earlier. It's okay." That last one. Daniel didn't tell me about that one until later. He said he hadn't cried in years, but something had happened that week. Something personal he didn't want to talk about. And somehow, whoever this was, knew. On March 19th, Daniel texted me something that made my stomach drop. "I need to show you something. I've been going back through all the messages, and I think, okay, this is going to sound insane, but I think they know my schedule. Like exactly, they mention things right after they happen. But there's the thing that's freaking me out. Some of the messages mention things that haven't happened yet. When I look at that timestamp, like one message said, 'You're going to drop your keys tomorrow.' And then the next morning I dropped my keys. How does someone do that?" March 23rd, 3 am. "I've been very patient. Most people would have figured it out by now." Daniel called me this time. He sounded different, flat, like someone who'd moved past scared into something quieter. He told me he'd started sleeping with all the lights on. He'd bought a security camera for his door. He'd changed his locks. He'd stopped posting on social media entirely. The messages didn't stop. "The camera is a nice touch." That one camera the day after he installed it. Then, on March 25th, the message that changed everything. "Check the hallway." That was it. Just those 3 words. Daniel didn't move for a long time. He told me he sat on his bed holding his phone, reading those 3 words over and over. The rational part of his brain was saying, "Don't. It's what they want. Don't engage." But eventually, he got up. He opened his door. The hallway was empty, but on the floor, right in front of his door, was his spare key, the one he kept in a lockbox inside his apartment. I drove to Daniel's apartment that night. I stayed with him for 3 days. During that time, there were no messages, nothing, silence. We started to breathe again. I went home on the 28th. At 3 am on March 29th, my phone buzzed. Not Daniel's, mine. An unknown number, one I'd never seen before. "Thank you for visiting him. He seemed calmer with you there." I screamed. I'm not ashamed to say that. I screamed and I called Daniel, and he picked up immediately. He'd been awake, of course he'd been awake, and I read him the messages, and he was silent for a very long time. Then he said, "My number. They texted you from my number." I looked at the screen. He was right. The messages had come from Daniel's number, his actual number, the one I'd had saved in my phone for 6 years. Daniel said he hadn't sent them. His phone showed no record of outgoing messages to me that night. We never found an explanation. Daniel moved apartments in April, new city, actually. He says things have been quiet since then. He got a new phone, a new number. He doesn't text late at night anymore. He told me he keeps his blind closed now, always, even during the day. I still have the messages on my phone. Sometimes, late at night, I scroll through them, trying to find something we missed, some pattern, some logic, some person behind the screen who just wanted to scare someone. I almost had myself convinced that's all it was. Then, 2 weeks ago, 3 a.m., my phone lit up. Unknown number. "You really should stop reading those. It only encourages them." I haven't slept well since. If you've ever received messages like this, messages that seem to know too much, that arrived too precisely, that felt like they were coming from somewhere closer than a phone screen should allow, don't text back, don't look out the window, and whatever you do, don't check the hallway. What you're about to hear is real, or at least, that's what John said. John was 24 years old. He lived alone in a studio apartment in Turin, and he wasn't the kind of person who believed in ghosts. He was a software developer, rational, the kind of guy who explains why floors creak at night, not the kind who gets scared by it. He stopped going to work on October 14th. He stopped going outside on the 19th. On October 27th, his next door neighbor called the police because he hadn't heard him move in 3 days. They found him sitting on the floor, back against the bed, phone in his hand, screen on, eyes open. WhatsApp was on the phone. It all started on October 2nd, a Wednesday evening. John was on the couch, watching a show on streaming. Around 12:17 p.m., his phone vibrated. A WhatsApp message, unknown number, no profile picture. The message just said, "Are you awake?" John figured it was a wrong number. He replied, "Who is this? I think you have the wrong number." No response for 20 minutes. Then, at 12:41 p.m., "No, it's the right number." John told me this story in person before he disappeared off the radar. He said that message gave him goosebumps, not out of fear, he said, but because it was strange, unsettling in a way he couldn't quite explain. He typed back, "Okay, and who exactly are you?" The reply came 2 seconds later, as if it had been waiting. "Someone who has known you for a very long time, since before you were born." John blocked the number. He went back to watching his show. That night, he didn't sleep well. 2 days later, Friday, October 4th, a new message, different number, same format, no profile picture. "You can't block me." John told me that at that point, he went rigid, not because he believed it, he still didn't, but because how did that number know he had blocked the previous one? He screenshotted everything. He sent them to me weeks later. He replied, "Are you a bot? Some kind of social experiment?" The response, "No." Then, 30 seconds later, "A bot wouldn't know what I know. Do you want proof?" John didn't answer, but the next message came anyway. "Last night, you dreamed about your sister. She was standing at the end of the hallway. She was looking at you without moving. Do you remember?" John told me he stared at the screen for almost a full minute without moving, because yes, he had dreamed that dream. He hadn't told anyone. From that moment on, John stopped blocking numbers. He started replying, maybe out of fear, maybe out of curiosity, maybe because he needed to know. Saturday, October 5th, 3:14 in the morning. "Who are you really?" "I am what comes when time runs out." "I don't understand." "You will. You still have a little." "A little what?" "Time." John then tried to be direct. "Are you saying I'm going to die?" The reply took 7 minutes to arrive, 7 minutes during which John stared at the screen, he told me, with his heart beating strangely. Not fast, just irregular. "Everyone dies, but that's not what should scare you." "What should scare me?" "What comes after." "After there is nothing," John typed. He was trying to stay rational. "Exactly. And I am that nothing. I've been waiting for you since the first moment you opened your eyes. I'm patient." On October 12th, a week later, the number sent a photo. John forwarded it to me. I saw it. It was a photo of the inside of his apartment, the living room, taken at night with the lights off. You could see the couch, the television, the window with the curtains closed, and you could see John, asleep on the couch, phone still in his hand. The photo had been taken from inside the apartment. John called me that morning at 7 a.m. He was shaking. I could hear it in his voice. He hadn't slept. He'd spent the rest of the night sitting in a corner with every light on, staring at the door. I told him to call the police. He said he'd already thought about it. But then he read me the next message. It had arrived 20 minutes after the photo. "The police can't see me. Not in the way you mean. Don't be afraid of the photo. I've always been there. Always. I'm just letting you know. Now." I insisted. I told him to go sleep somewhere else, a friend's place, a family member's. He replied, "I don't want to bring this anywhere else." That was the last time we spoke on the phone. In the days that followed, John sent me updates by text. October 15th. Last night, it only sent one word. Soon. I can't sleep. I keep feeling my phone vibrate even when it's on silent. October 19th. I'm not going outside anymore. I'm scared that if I move away from the phone, something worse will happen. I know it doesn't make sense. October 22nd. It sent another photo. This time I was standing up, in the kitchen. I was awake. I didn't hear anyone. October 24th. The last message he ever sent me. Last night, the number sent me just one thing. It said, "Tomorrow I'll show you what it's like." I don't know what that means. I'm tired. On October 27th, the neighbor called the police. The police found the phone in his hand, screen on, WhatsApp open. The last message in the chat with the unknown number had been sent by John, written at 5 o'clock in the morning on October 25th. It said, "I understand." I tried to write to that number. I never got a reply. Just a gray check mark, not delivered, as if the number no longer existed, or as if it had nothing left to say to me, at least for now.